Hi guys, I'm sure by now we've all seen the story of Telvin Osbourne. Very sad. Every time that someone is killed, it's always a very sad situation. But now, this guy has made some statements about black women in particular. He literally said this, Exhibit A. Let me show you. Telvin Osbourne once said he would rather sleep with a dog than a black woman. How do you make statement? Nobody has a problem with interracial relationships. It's just your behavior, right? And now his family is saying they're disappointed in the black community. Why are they not here to help? Like, I'm not sure how you want that same black community to help after making statements like this. How about the white community that he loved so much? How about they come out to help him? And this case reminds me of this case. This case is the Christian Obumsel. I'm sure you guys remember this case where, he had a lot of things to say about, black women. And even though it was a very, very sad story, just because of his old tweets, people were offended. So nobody has a problem with your preference, but you just don't turn around and expect help and support from the same people that you kept on bashing. She's claiming that she was cleaning her gun at 5 a.m. How are you cleaning your gun at 5 a.m. in the morning? Like, I don't understand. Was this, you know what? You guys should just go read it up. Telvin Osbourne. It's crazy. I don't know.
To that man who said he would rather commit ungodly acts to a dog, mind you, a white dog. Now that he is taking his eternal rest, the only thing I gotta say is, what is y'all having for dinner? Cause I was thinking about a little piece of little baked chicken. I took my chicken out. It should be thawed by now. I don't know what kind of sauce I want to have. Back to that man who done went on to glory. He is in eternal rest. We can only hope that he is in a better place. May he rest well in his preference. But to have a digital footprint of you saying that you would rather commit ungodly acts on a dog, keep in mind, do not forget that the dog has to be white before you engage with a black woman is quite insane. But anyways, y'all, what we eating for dinner? Like I said, I took my chicken out. I think I'm gonna do. Y'all think I should do brown rice or white rice?
He said he would rather have relations with a dog than to have relations with a black woman. And he followed up by saying, but the dog got to be white though. He said, I'll die for my blonde blessing. I'd do anything for her. She allegedly pew-pewed him while cleaning her weapon. Hit him in the chest or whatever. The thing about this season is learning when to take your rest and to put energy where energy is due. All I have to say is I'm not sure what I'm going to eat for dinner tonight. I got to go pick my son up from school. He went on a field trip today. Black women, 92%ers, what y'all having for dinner?
Okay, listen. So did y'all heard about the black boy Telvin Osbourne who was unalived by his baby mama he was okay, listen. So when I first heard about it, I ain't gonna lie, I was like, oh my god, and they ain't arrest her? Like, what the world if it was the roles was reversed, da da da. But then I found out that man was not with us. Just because he looked like us, he wasn't with us. So then, come to find out, he had made a post some years ago and was like, oh, I would rather have sex with a dog than a black woman, and the dog still gotta be white. What? You would do what? And then his freaking brother made a post, like literally after everybody found out about the situation, his brother made a post like yesterday or a day or two ago and was like, of course my brother didn't want no begging black B. Of course he would want a white woman. You're saying a lot for somebody that's got to sell hot dogs in order to bury your brother. But that's just me. I ain't say it too much. Okay, so then, So then I'm going through the boy Facebook page, the boy Telvin, I'm going through his Facebook page. About 7, 8 weeks ago, he posted a picture with a black goat, right? He posted a picture with a black goat. I'm reading the comments. Some white person comments and says, "So you do like black women?" My God, my God, my God. This is crazy.
Why is it so hard for y'all to not bash black women while liking white women? Liking white women is perfectly fine. Do you? But why do y'all always have to bash black women to do it? I don't understand. When they said that boy was his white wife unalived him, I was like, I'm gonna wait for the tweets. Because I knew they were coming. We all knew they were coming. We knew they was gonna find them. Because it's always that. It's always you all have to hate on black women to line yourself up with white women. I don't get it. Like, just like white women, love your white wife, love your white girlfriend, love your white baby mama, love whoever you want to. Just don't bash black women in the process. It's very simple. And now y'all want us to fight for justice for that nigga because he was unaligned by that white woman and she's using her white privilege and her proximity to law enforcement being her father? That sounds like a you problem. Talking about something you'd rather do a white dog. Oh my God. And like, we supposed to be so sad and upset and want justice for you. Oh, the black man that hate us. Oh. I'm so sorry. Rest in preferences.
I know didn't nobody ask for my opinion, but I'm gonna give it anyway, because it's my shit. So I just wanted to give my little think piece on the whole Telbo Reckons story and situation. And first of all, before I even get started, rest in peace, may God rest your soul. Like, I curse, I cuts up, I do me, but I'm a woman of God, and I don't disrespect the dead, period, regardless of how I feel about the person. Okay, rest in peace, honey. First of all, let's just state the obvious. If the shoe was on the other foot, that man would be damn near under the prison right now. The fact that she's still walking around freely doesn't make any sense. You came home from clubbing drunk at 5 o'clock in the morning and decided to clean your gun. And you decided to clean it pointed towards him somehow with your finger close to the trigger to where it just went off. We all know why that girl's not in jail. We all know why that girl's not in jail and why she's probably not gonna go to jail. It was an accident, right? Give that man's family their justice. Even as an accident. If you get into a car wreck today, drunk, involuntary manslaughter, you're going to jail. You're going to do some kind of time. Even though it was an accident. Even though you didn't mean to have a head-on collision with the next person and ruin it or end their lives. You're going to have to answer to it. You're going to have to pay for it. There's no way in heaven or hell that girl should not have to answer to killing that man, period. I don't care, accident or not. Okay, second thing. I'm going to address the whole everybody being in an uproar because they feel like we should be rallying because of this man. Correct me if I'm wrong, stand with me if I'm right. I feel like everyone is entitled to their feelings and their own damn opinion. If you want to go stand and protest because you feel like he's one of us and she did that shit on purpose, that is your right, honey. That is your right. But if you don't want to, because you know from looking at his page that he was not like us, that is your right as well. You can't expect black women to go into an uproar when this man consecutively and consistently disrespected, degraded, and down-talked us. Man said he would rather a dog than a black woman. And that dog had to be white. Like, what? Y'all cannot get mad at these people because they're not upset that this woman turned around and off to him. Like, that's what he wanted. He chose her. His blind beauty. That's all he spoke of. He put her on a pedestal and she put him in his grave. Again, may God rest his soul. Rest in peace. God bless the dead.
Hey TikTokies, I just want to throw my 2 cents in on the incident that happened with the Telbu Reckons boy and his Mrs. Hannah. Right. I've seen a lot of stuff in the comments and I've seen a lot of people going back and forth, and I just want to say to black men that we absolutely don't have a problem with you dating outside of your race. We all have our own free will. We live in a very diverse society. So I don't think anyone can demand such thing. With that being said, we understand that love comes in different shape, form, and size, and it transcends any race. However, the issue arises when these choices are deeply rooted in the internalized belief that black women is not worthy of respect, love, or commitment. We see some black men degrade black women every day and put white women on a pedestal. Like, why do you have to do that? Why do you have to praise one and degrade one? And what makes it even more sick and even more psychologically effed up is that you're doing it to your own people. You're doing it to people that look exactly like you, people that go through the same struggle and oppression as you do as a collective. And we've seen it. We've seen where some black men openly degrade black women and praise white women. This is basically just reinforcing the same stereotype that has oppressed our people for many years. Society can impact you even when it's not physically. It impacts your mental, psychological. It has you viewing life different perspective, different beliefs. Our environment plays a major role in that. Whether you want to believe it consciously or subconsciously, you have those beliefs, and you probably wouldn't even know as an individual until you start to demonstrate or portray certain behavior and express certain belief. Because again, subconsciously, they can be there until something actually bring it forth. So yeah, in this case, subconsciously, he didn't love himself. He didn't love where he came from. This boy basically wanted to erase his blackness, but I'm pretty sure he realized, I'm too black. I'm literally too black, like charcoal black, to erase myself. In our eyes as black women, I'm sure a few of us could agree, he's actually a nice chocolate guy. But the minute he tweeted what he tweeted, and the minute he expressed his belief the way he did, it became very unattractive, and in every way possible, and on all levels. I think black men at least some black men, tend to use this manipulation tactic and, go on the other side or date their preference, which is absolutely fine. I want to stress that. Absolutely fine. And when they get there, they tell these women from different races all sorts of terrible things about us black women, you know. Meanwhile, the black women are probably minding their business as they always do. And this guy is just telling his white partner that, oh, this is why we don't choose them, or this is why we don't want them. The whole time, this is basically stroking their ego, because they tell you all one thing on that side, and then they come on this side and tell us how easy you ladies are, how you guys will act so much, how you accept them the way they are and never question anything. And this is for some relationship, and maybe more of the young Gen Z type of relationship. I feel like the older folks, the interracial couple, the older ones probably have more life experience, probably seeing life in many perspectives, and understand. And they've just come to a conclusion, or they just reached a point in life where they understand, like, it goes 50-50. You respect my beliefs and my people, and I will do the same to you, as long as our belief is not contradicting the fact that we're together, because it would never work. The belief somehow must align. So, we can go on and talk about this. It's becoming very familiar and very similar. We've seen cases like this before. This is not new. But the issue is the entitlement of some people, especially his family members, being highly upset of black women because black woman is not standing up, black woman is not protesting, and black woman is not saying a peep. They're mad at us. Okay, you know that we hold that much power, that much influence, especially when it comes to protecting black men and standing up for you guys, but you don't respect us. You know that we're always front and center, especially our American sisters. They're willing to put their life on the line for black men. Our American sisters go hard all the time. And, I don't want to sound heartless or anything, but I'm so proud of my American sisters, because these women get bashed left, right, and center for everything they do. Nothing is enough. Not their hair, not the way they dress, not the way they express themselves. Nothing is never enough. So this is the black woman treading lightly and choosing their battle wisely. And in this case, it doesn't seem like it's worth it to many of us. When you say that you'd rather sleep with a white dog than to sleep with a black human woman, it speaks volume. It speaks volume mentally, psychologically. It helps all of us to understand, how much hate that you have within, and how much trauma that you have to release. Because no one in their right mind is going to look at this situation only on a physical level. It's very internal. It starts from within always. And if you don't love yourself, you don't love your people. Me, if I was a white woman, I would question that. If I'm with a black man that's demonstrating, behaviors like this and expressing himself in a way. And not to mention, if we have children together, biracial children, and they wonder why some of the biracial children are confused and kind of going through identity crisis. Not all, but some of them. This is a perfect example, of the continuation of trauma. I'm just curious as to what he was going to teach that child. Was he going to teach the child to love his white side more than he loved his black side? Was he going to teach him to disrespect or look at his grandmother, his black grandmother one way and his white grandmother a certain way. You know, it's a lot. It's a lot. And this is why we have so much hate, so much identity crisis, so much confusion in the world today, because they pass these things on and they don't look at the bigger picture. They don't look at what's ahead, you know, or how it could affect their own biracial child, a child that has to one day grow up and um, make a decision on his own. Not saying he has to necessarily pick a side, but just make a decision of where he stands and what he believes in. And I just believe like our ancestors just had enough. They turned the other cheeks, because imagine that type of man still in that little boy's life. That would have been another man being brought up with self-hate and disrespect and all this anger towards a black woman. I'm convinced his heart was broken by a black woman, because white ladies, what they tell us that you guys are easy and you guys don't put up a fight or do any of that. So it's easier on that side. That's what they tell us. And when they go over there, they tell you guys that we're jealous and we're this and we're that. You know, moral of the story, you know that black women always come to your rescue. We're always there to support and everything, even when they have their knees on your neck. We're first in line to protest. So watch your mouth and rest in peace.